Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to RWBY Volume 7, Chapter 7. So last time we got to a turning point in this season. So during the election, Tyrion and Watts start to enact their plan. Tyrion kills a bunch of people at Robin's rally, including, I found out that some of the people who were killed were some of the thirsty moms who had been giving Sean fruitcakes and stuff while he was helping the kids cross the street, which is really sad. I mean, obviously they weren't going to be actual characters in the show, but still, it's like, that's really sad. That's terrible. But yeah, so Tyrion did all that, and they framed Penny, which is going to obviously hurt Ironwood. And in the meantime, Jacques won the election, which I assume Tyrion was behind as well. Actually, I think it kind of showed that. Like, I think it showed, like, a map of Atlas on one of Tyrion's devices, or not Tyrion, Watts's devices. And, like, he was changing it, and, like, the colors changed. There were red and blue on there, political parties. And the colors changed from one to the other, so I assume that was him messing with the votes. But, yeah, that's a thing. I mean, it's only a seat on the council, to be fair. It's not like he's running the kingdom, but it's still a position of power that Jacques should not have. One thing to note is that I did say last time that I do think Robin knows Penny isn't behind it. I do think she understands that. Because again, in the opening, we do see Crow and Robin fighting Tyrion. So I think that she's going to end up teaming up with our heroes to some degree. Or at least agreeing to work with them to take down whoever actually did this. Now, we know that Fiona got hurt, but I think she'll survive. I think she's fine. I think that was maybe Tyrion's goal to try and turn Robin against them as well, but I don't think that's going to work out. And yeah, basically just shit's going down. That's all you need to know. One interesting little fact, though. So I found out May Marigold, one of Robin's happy huntresses, the one with the blue hair, she is voiced by a trans woman. And on top of that, the voice actor has confirmed that May herself is a trans character. And that's really interesting. That is really cool. As a trans woman myself, it's just like, yeah, I really appreciate that they did that. Not only do they have a trans character, but they have her voiced by an actual trans woman. So it's like, it's just good representation. Some people will say, oh, but they didn't state it in the show. It doesn't count. It's not good representation unless they blatantly shove it in your face. But then those same people will, if they do that, will say, oh, it's too forced. It doesn't feel real or natural. It's like, they're never going to be happy. In my eyes, it's like, if it's representation, it's representation. And a lot of the stuff, I think it's better if it's not super blatant in your face. I think it by normalizing it, it just is. I like that it's normalized. And in this world, in RWBY's world of Remnant, we've seen that LGBT people have tended to be pretty just normalized and just part of this world. Big example with Sean's sisters, or with Sean's sister and her wife, Saffron and Tara. When Saffron introduced Tara as her wife, no one batted an eye or said anything. They just were just instantly okay with it. Because in this world, in Remnant, it's just a normal thing. Ilya is a lesbian. It's just a normal thing. Yang and Blake are together. And now May as well. So it's like they're trying to make it Remnant, have it like normalized, where it's just a thing and no one really cares. No one bats an eye about it. And I like that. Is it unrealistic? Yeah. Is it like kind of this fantasy and that doesn't really represent how our world actually is? Of course. But let's be honest, Remnant isn't supposed to be a full-on realistic parallel to our world. Yeah, there are definitely parallels in RWBY, for sure. I mean, this entire election, let's be honest, massive parallel to America. It's just, there's the obvious parallels that they're going to have. But then there's some stuff that they want to make sure it's like, yeah, this is not how the world is. It's that, and that's fine. It's a television series. Well, internet series. It doesn't have to be super on board and parallel everything realistically with every single thing. I like that they have a normalized LGBT society. I think that's fantastic. I honestly like seeing that. And I may be maybe even in the minority on that, but I think that's preferred in a lot of cases. Not every case. Some cases I do want to see the more realistic stuff, but in a lot of cases, this is what I like. So, moving on. Yeah, I know nothing about what's to come with this episode. Funny enough, I haven't been like even at real risk for spoilers with this one. Like with a lot of episodes this season, there's definitely been a lot of avoiding of spoilers I've had to do, and I've done that all well and good, but with this one, I really haven't seen anything even attempted to be posted. So I have no idea what this is going to be about at all. I mean, granted, I usually don't, but like even with the last one, like with the last episode, I knew Tyrion was involved and I knew something big was going to happen involving him. Because I couldn't avoid everything. But this one, again, I don't know anything. I haven't heard anything. I haven't been spoiled on anything, so who knows? We're going to find out, though. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. There was a lot that happened in this episode. Unlike the last one, where it was a little more... not... how do I put it? Like, it was more one big thing happening and everything. It was more focused. This one had a lot of different things going on. So I'm going to try... I'm going to have to scroll through this a little bit to get through all of them. So in the aftermath of the events of last episode with the murders and everything by Tyrion, Ironwood is being Ironwood. He's taking things too far. He's overreacting. And while, again, you can understand his point of view, very much so, it's clear that he's handling things in the wrong way. And he's always had kind of an issue with that. And I think that it's made very abundantly clear throughout this episode. We see that he's actually considering martial law, which is never good. So yeah, it's like things are getting a little heavy here. Meanwhile, Blake and Yang are being sent out to kind of lead this charge to try and capture Robin. Um, and they're supposed to rendezvous with the Aesops and all. They end up getting to Robin because Robin and her happy huntresses have been like just straight up stealing cargo. Now they've been stealing the cargo and redistributing it, literally becoming the Robin Hood and the you know, becoming like just completely going with that reference now. So Merry Men, that's what I was trying to think of, the group's name. Robin Hood and the Merry Men. So Blake and Yang head her off, and they confront her, and they tell her about the tower. Not about Salem and everything yet, but about the tower. She uses her semblance, which we find out is basically a lie detector, to find out that they're telling the truth. And she doesn't go with them or anything. They allow her to leave and all. And it seems like there's not a full amount of trust yet. But more is being done. Meanwhile, with Penny, they are addressing the fact that it can be proven that Penny is innocent. But the damage is already done. We also find out that that Pietro had been using his own aura in order to give Penny hers. That the reason she has an aura, the reason she has a soul, is because of him. And that's why he's so sick, because he's now given up part of his aura twice. And that he can't keep doing this. It will take way too much from him. Now, I showed a picture of his research team, the ones who were giving all these ideas to Ironwood in the past and all. I swear one of them had to be Tyrion. Or not Tyrion, Watts. That had to be Watts. That's not just me, right? I don't know if I could find that again, maybe. Let me see if I'm at that scene. Let me see if I can find that picture. Okay, so the first time he shows the picture, he's holding it, and his face is, or his thumb, is covering the face of the guy on the right. There's 5 people in total. There's him in his chair, and then there's a bunch, well, actually just a regular chair at that point. I don't know if he's still handicapped back in those days or not. It's not clear. But there's 4 people standing around him. And again, the first time it shows the picture, his thumb is covering the face of the one on the far right. But then go down the scene, he's talking about things a little bit, and the next time it shows the picture, when he's putting it back on the desk, that face is uncovered. And it's not as good of a view of it, but again, the mustache, the hair color, the skin tone, that's gotta be Watts. That just has to be him. So Watts has connection to him, and I think we're going to find out like who Watts really is in this season. We have a bit with Ironwood talking to Oscar, and Ironwood is, again, being Ironwood, while Oscar is just trying to, well, be Ozpin, basically. So it's more of what we had seen in the like first part of the series and all. And at the very end, Winter delivers a letter to Ironwood. And apparently there's this dinner that everyone's been invited to, and Ironwood is having to defend his seat as the leader of Atlas. Basically, Ironwood could be usurped here, which would definitely be the worst possible outcome. And honestly, with the way things are going, it might happen. I don't know. But overall, this episode gave us a lot to think about, a lot to look forward to in the future. And I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you thought of this episode down in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you want to check out any of my social media links and more, please check them out over to the side. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave those down below. In the meantime, though, thank you so much once again for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.